Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tai Chi and Empower Movement class today. Please excuse my nasally voice. I'm dealing with some allergies. But I wanted to open with another little reading from the Dao de Jing. It seems like people are liking that. So I will just start kind of with a little section here to get us started. So what is the Tao? What is the Tao? What does that mean? So here's a little bit of a description of that. Look for it and it can't be seen. Listen for it and it can't be heard. Grasp for it and it can't be caught. These three cannot be further described, so we treat them as the one. Its highest is not bright. Its depths are not dark. Unending, unnameable, it returns to nothingness. Formless forms and imageless images, subtle, beyond all understanding. Approach it and you will not see a beginning. Follow it and there will be no end. When we grasp the Tao of the ancient ones, we can use it to direct our life today. To know the ancient origin of Tao, this is the beginning of wisdom. So that's kind of a description of the Tao, and then we go on for a little bit of an elaboration on that. The sages of old were profound and knew the ways of subtlety and discernment. Their wisdom is beyond our comprehension. Because their knowledge was so far superior, I can only give a poor description. They were careful as someone crossing a frozen stream in winter, alert as if surrounded on all sides by the enemy, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, whole as an uncarved block of wood, receptive as a valley, turbid as muddied water. Who can be still until their mud settles and the water is cleared by itself? Can you remain tranquil until right action occurs by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, for only those who are not full are able to be used, which brings the feeling of completeness. And so if you are watching the recording later, I would maybe hit pause and kind of just give that a moment of consideration and think about what that might mean to you. A lot of times we have these collections of wisdom and they're open for interpretation. But for me, when I read this, there's a lot of this paradoxical language, and it's intentional. And but what we're talking about opposites and then bringing those opposites into harmony. That's a big theme that you'll see throughout reading this book. And say, as far as a personality, maybe we have conflicting parts of our personality, and then we kind of have to come to a resolution about them and find some sort of balance, some sort of still point, an equilibrium with whatever that aspect of our personality is. And when they talk about the sages being careful, alert, courteous, fluid, whole, receptive, sounds like we're talking with somebody with great wisdom who pauses before they act. They sit and consider, they're not in a hurry. They're not in a rush to give an answer right away. And being still, who can be still until their mud settles and the water is cleared by itself? Here we're talking about meditation, right? So sitting and, allowing your mind to clear, allowing those thoughts to pass like clouds. When we sit and we meditate and we try to control and direct our thoughts, often we become frustrated. And so that's one of the benefits of doing Tai Chi and getting to the point where we've practiced our postures so often that we become so comfortable, so relaxed that we settle into this rhythmic repetition, and we just kind of keep doing this is one of the reasons that I'm focused on repetitive right and left side postures right now, because when we do a form, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to consider. Am I doing this? Am I doing that? And then I'm going to tie this into some of my notes from when Sifu Choi visited and did a seminar. I had some notes in my journal. And again, I really, really encourage you to keep a practice journal, to take notes. Yeah, 2017, I believe, Sifu Choi came and visited and did a seminar, Wayland Choi. And one of the things that he said is the standard is comfort when you're practicing. Your standard is comfort, not what it looks like, because everybody's body is different and relaxed is correct. So, you know, we do want to get the full health benefits of the posture. So it is important to learn, like, okay, where should my hands be? Where should my feet be? Are we in a bow stance? Are we in a cat stance? But then modifying that, like I've talked about, adjusting your bow stance, you know, your feet. If you look at me practice and you try to put your feet where my feet are, you're going to get confused. You're maybe going to trip yourself up. You need to practice and learn, where do your feet go for your bow stance and where is your comfort. So more practice is going to allow you to be more relaxed in your practice and more correct. So that's a lot of food for thought for today. Maybe we can think about some of those things and apply them to practice. And so we're mostly going to review today. So let's get going with a little bit of movement, a little bit of warm-ups. I'm just going to check the time here. Okay. So let's start, as we usually do, with wrist circles. Do this 3 times, circling the wrists. Spiral to the side. To the front. Feel the space between your shoulder blades. Overhead. Reach a little bit, just a little lateral flexion, hand over hand. Just let your neck relax to the side. Switch your little hand circle, hand under hand. Palms together, release and swing. We can open our arms and arch the back, round and close the back. Open and arch, close and round. Arms at your sides. You can move your stance a little bit wider and we'll swing. Just let your arms be loose, shoulders relaxed. You can lift your heels a little bit if that's more comfortable for your knees. Good, relax, make 2 fists. And right around your kidneys and your low back, just make little small circles. Fast, small circles. Feels like a little back massage there. Feel a little bit of warmth there. And then relax. Slowly move our neck up and down. Side to side. Looking left and right. Ear to shoulder. All right, and then we can one by one roll our shoulders back, left and right, small little circles. Roll both shoulders back together. Little bigger circle. Feel your shoulder blades moving. Roll forward. Bring your elbows up. Really feel those shoulder blades. Lift and squeeze the shoulders, and then we'll relax and drop down. Lift, drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop. Both arms, circle back like a windmill. One arm, you can rotate your torso. Your other arm, same thing, rotate your torso. This time, circle in front of the body. And don't push in, but pull across for a little stretch. Same thing on the other side. Circle the arm in front of the body. Don't push in, but pull across for a little stretch. Overhead. Can give a little pull, just nice and light to the side. Same thing on the other side. Just imagine pulling your elbow, just a little lateral flexion. Good. Then we'll do our waist circles. And I'll have you notice through these warm-ups, we're really moving our spine. We're twisting, we're turning, we're opening and closing. What we're doing is we're moving our spinal fluid. We're letting it pump throughout our body, throughout our spine, which is really good for health. So just know that the warm-ups have a purpose and that they've been taught with this Tai Chi system. So it's really important. If you're short on time, try not to skip the warm-ups. And if you are short on time, maybe only do the warm-ups and just do a few, a few golden roosters, a few plowed hands. But the warm-ups are really actually intentional exercises. So let's go ahead and bend and circle at the waist. Switch directions. Okay. Let's isolate the hips a little bit. Tip forward, side, back, side. Draw a little circle with your pelvis. Nice isolated movement. Getting into those tendons a little bit and ligaments. Switch directions. We can go into a bow stance and circle the hips forward. If you shift your weight into your front leg, you can drop down into a little bit of a lunge. Stretch through the leg. Take some deep breaths. If you want more stretch, you can turn to this side so that your toes mostly point this direction, and you can drop down and get a nice little stretch to the side. You can lead down. You can touch the floor if you want. That's if you want to really get into that leg a little bit. You can go a little deeper. Come back up. Switch sides. Circle the hips forward. Bring one leg back into a lunge. Nice deep breaths. And if you want to turn to the side, get a nice stretch through the inside of your leg. Dropping down a little bit more, a little bit more. And just go as deep into a stretch as you want. You don't have to go that far if it's not comfortable. Let's do hands up, and we'll just draw like some nice big circles like a willow tree in the wind. Use your whole body, your legs support you. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Kind of pointing your fingers, using your fingertips to direct your circle. And switch, go both directions. Good. A little wide stance. We're just gonna hang forward, relax, really let the spine release. So again, when we do that, just let your legs support you. Try to let you feel the space between each vertebra a little bit, and just let gravity work and open the spine. Bend your knees, slowly straighten, use the legs to come up. Turn to one side. From your hip down to your foot, we're gonna slowly relax and bend down, and you can massage your leg all the way down. And if you find any tense spots, just try to relax and release those muscles. So I'll go 3 times, try to massage from the top of the leg down to your ankle. Just kind of squeezing, getting some blood moving through the leg. And you can just relax again and let your spine open up a little bit. Relax the neck. Bend and slowly use the legs to come up. Same thing on the other side. 3 times. Just massage from the top of the leg down, get some blood moving. And then just relax your back and your neck. Let gravity work. Bend and slowly come back up. Let's rub the palms together a little bit. Feel a little bit of heat, friction. A little bit of energy. Remember to tuck the hips under, shoulder width stance, knees not locked, and not overly bent. Feel that heat and friction, and then just let your palms relax and open, come apart a little bit. Just see if you feel that energy push your palms apart, and then bring them back together. Inhale and open your hands. Exhale, close your hands. Keep going, inhale and exhale. Good, relax, arms at the sides. Just a little quick tight Qi-Gong there. Let's take a little water break, actually, before we do the next thing. Let's do a little bit more Qi-Gong. So just relax as if we were going to go into standing meditation. You could be slightly, legs can be slightly farther apart if you'd like. You put your hands, palms up here, and we're going to breathe in and out. Let's just count 3 breaths in and out, nice and relaxed. So, and I guess when I say breaths, I mean to say breath cycle. So that's the inhale and the exhale together would be 1 breath cycle. And we can get a little bit more into some different breathing exercises later where we pause and hold. But for now, let's not worry about pausing between inhale and exhale. We can just make everything nice and smooth. On our exhale, we're just going to turn to the side, and then we'll come back to center, alternating. Exhale, we will turn to the side and then come back to center. So just nice relaxed breaths and follow along. Inhale. Exhale, turn left. Inhale, back to center. Inhale, exhale, turn. Inhale, come back to center. And just do that on your own. I'm gonna just breathe and move at my own pace. See if you can find your natural breath pattern. Inhale and exhale, and just do a nice twist as far as you can go. So you want to twist as far left and as far right as you can go, opening up the spine. And you want to take a nice deep breath in and a nice smooth long exhale. So just time the breath with your pattern, with your however comfortable you are. Don't hold or force or tense your breath at all, but see if you can maybe stretch your breath cycle a little bit longer. Inhale, center. Keep going and just find your body's limitations. Find where your body naturally says stop and where your breath naturally says stop. So keep going and respect whatever your body is telling you, if you can twist a little farther or a little bit less. One more time each side. And you can relax your hands on the exhale. Great. All right, another little water break, and then we'll move into some Tai Chi. All right, let's do some brush knees. Relax and sink. Even if we're not going into Golden Rooster, we still want to have a nice empty step ready. So if we're in a cat stance, whether we're going to go into a rooster, or if we're going to step forward here, or if we want to be ready to kick, we want to have all of our weight in one leg really ready, really centered and grounded before we move and step. If we use this other foot and we fall forward onto it, or if we rest our toe in a cat stance, but we're pushing into that toe, we become double weighted. And when we're double weighted, it's hard to move. We're not fast anymore. We're kind of, if you were in a horse stance, we want to be double weighted if we're doing a horse stance. But if we're moving, if we're doing Tai Chi, and we're practicing stepping and movement, we don't want to be double weighted. So let's do some brush knee left and right, cat stance, bow stance to finish, rock back, hold the ball, step and push. Keep going, brush knee left and right. One, two, three, four. 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 I'm going to keep going with counts and just notice where my hands are at each of the counts. Ready? One, two, three, four. 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 I'm going to change my angle a little bit here. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three,